It's too late to start taking care of myself. Putting myself first is selfish. I should focus on others instead. I'm not worthy of investing time and effort in myself. Hey there, I'm Victoria, a certified Christian life coach, author, motivational speaker, and university educator, and I am obsessed with helping you navigate through life's ups and downs so that you can live day by day in God's peace despite the many external demands on your time and energy. The Choose to Think Inspirational podcast is about the delicate dance between God transforming you from the inside out and your personal responsibility for change, maturity, and refinement as a Christ follower. On the show, I'll help you connect the dots between your faith and your life in practical, meaningful ways while giving God room to do what only He can do, and so that you can shine your light for Christ and be better equipped to serve your family and help others around you. You can change every area of your life, one thought at a time. Welcome back to the Choose to Think Inspirational podcast, Brain Changer. Let's dive in. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the Choose to Think Inspirational podcast. This is your host, Victoria, and I'm just delighted that you're here. I know you're expecting something big because the episode title intrigued you. This is part 2 of our 5-part series on what women over 50 want in life. In part 1, we discussed how women like you want to grow and develop personally and spiritually. And if you listened, you walked away with about 24 action items that you can take in order to find that fulfillment you're looking for. Each episode in the series comes with a downloadable free worksheet or bulleted guide that you can print for free so that you can take a survey of where you are now and where you'd like to be in the future. So don't miss out on these free resources. In addition to wanting fulfillment and purpose in life and the desire to grow and develop personally and spiritually, women like you and like me, we want to be healthy. And by the way, if you're not a woman, or if you are a woman and you're not in your 50s, no worries. There is such practical value to these messages, no matter your gender or age. Physical and emotional health is the topic of the show today. Be sure to listen to the entire episode to get 12 solid tips on how to become healthier and to feel better and to stimulate optimal well-being in your life. I'm going to give you the tips on how to do that. Along the way, I'll offer inspirational stories to encourage you and themed Bible verses to keep you grounded in your pursuit for optimal physical health and well-being. We're also going to tackle those thoughts that may be standing in your way. And finally, I share something very personal on the show today about a recent diagnosis that came my way that hit my ears like a ton of bricks. So I want to begin to share that journey with you, and it starts on today's show. Maintaining good physical and mental health, and we could even say the word optimal there because that's what we want. That becomes increasingly important as we women age. Whether you are over 50 or under, you may prioritize activities such as exercise, healthy eating, regular medical checkups, and stress reduction to support your overall health and well-being. Recently, I was diagnosed with osteoporosis, an overwhelmingly common bone disease. According to the International Osteoporosis Foundation, the IOF, worldwide, 1 in 3 women over the age of 50 is estimated to experience osteoporotic fractures compared to 1 in 5 men. It is estimated that approximately 200 million women worldwide have osteoporosis. I was recently shocked when my doctor told me because I felt so healthy and I get plenty of impact exercise to keep my bones strong. Needless to say, I refused the 2 medicines my doctor prescribed, and I told her to give me 1 year, at which time we can take another bone density scan, and we will see just how much my bones have grown. My prayer has been, come alive, dry bones. I'm truly asking God to heal my bones. I became determined, with God's help, to reverse a bone condition that most medical professionals say is irreversible. Why am I motivated to change? Because I am a fun, fit, and fab kind of nana and wife. And having any kind of disease is standing in the way of the fit part of this equation. I want to be healthy, to feel good, to have energy and stamina. I want to be strong. I desire to protect this holy temple as long as possible and as far as it is up to me to do so. With this diagnosis, I instantly felt convicted over my diet. Over the last 4 years, I had consumed untold amounts of popcorn. Maybe you've heard me talk about my popcorn addiction on the show. And I skimped on pursuing a more balanced diet. If I wasn't eating popcorn, which I ate daily, I know it was so extreme, but I will tell you that I also consume fruits, veggies, and an occasional animal protein. But boy, was I out of whack and out of balance. Truly, though, I felt great. I was at a healthy weight, I looked good, and I was so active. And then, boom. This news that really set me back about osteoporosis. Needless to say, because I truly desire optimal physical health, I have made dietary changes to include plenty of protein. Your bones, by the way, are 50% protein. Did you know that? They're made of also calcium and vitamin D, of course. Those are important vitamins and nutrients that we need to have strong bones. And so later, I plan to do a more complete episode on this disease and how I reversed it through my diet. But for now, suffice it to say that if you are facing some uncomfortable medical news, or if you want to become that fun, fit, and fabulous version of yourself, you can begin today. So here we go. Here are the 12 action items that you can take today to take back your overall health and well-being. And please be sure to print off the cheat sheet that goes with this episode. It's part 2. And by the time we finish this 5-part series, you're going to have like a complete booklet of sorts to help you get what you want most in life. You can use each worksheet as a checklist. The link for the free download is in the show notes. Number 1, engage in movement during your day. Regular exercise, such as cardio workouts and strength training to maintain physical fitness and flexibility. Those are kind of some examples. But just being mindful that according to a study published in the American Journal of Preventive Medicine, older adults, including women over 50, spend an average of 9 to 10 hours per day sedentary. Do you believe that? This includes time spent sitting at work, during transportation, and engaging in leisure activities like watching TV or using your computers. And I can just say a big whomping yikes to that. Okay, so what can we do about it? Well, try this, especially if you work at your desk. Use your phone timer and set it to 15 minutes. When it beeps, get up for 5 minutes. Go do laundry, take a brisk walk outside or down the hall if you need to. Jump on a trampoline. Just do anything to get your heart rate up a bit. You will be surprised at how many steps you can accumulate by doing this during the day. Plus, you will feel so much better. And speaking of a trampoline, I use my indoor miniature rebounder almost daily to help me get my 10K steps in. And I'll be sure to put the link to this trampoline or little mini trampoline and all the other things that I use to help me stay fit in the show notes. Remember, your body needs regular exercise. Simply walking with a friend is doubly good for you because you get to socialize and exercise at the same time. And if you don't live in the same area, simply try walking and talking on the phone as an alternative. So that's number 1, engage in movement during your day. Number 2, incorporate strength training exercises into your routine to maintain muscle mass and bone density. Now, this is especially important to me with my condition. I'm going to call it a condition of osteoporosis. And by the way, I'm not taking it lightly. I'm taking it extremely seriously, which is why I go weekly to the gym. With Jim, it's so funny. I go to the gym with Jim and I call Jim my Jim. All these plays on the word Jim, Gym, Gem, and then of course his name Jim. But anyway, I go with him and one of my sons to strengthen my muscles and bones. We go every week. We try to go 3 times a week. Although it's challenging and it really pushes me hard, I've come to enjoy knowing that my bones are getting stronger every single day. I really actually noticed a difference in what I could lift up, like a gallon of milk, putting it from the counter to the fridge, easy peasy. Even picking up my grandson, who is so heavy, my goodness, I can do it. I can feel that I'm getting stronger. And I can't wait to take another bone scan next year just to see how I have reversed that silent killer called osteoporosis. And another thing you can do along those lines of strength training exercises is just consider joining a local fitness or wellness group to connect you with others and stay motivated in maintaining your health. That's why I like to go with Jim and my son, because we have that accountability going as well. Number 3, explore activities to improve flexibility, balance, and your overall well-being. Again, I jump on that indoor tramp to help with balance. And sometimes I just jump on one foot. Sometimes I do deep knee bends on the tramp, and I can kind of just get myself rolling along and bouncing along. And I'll spin sometimes just to reorient, because balance becomes increasingly more important the older we get. Frankly, when is the last time that you've actually run? I mean, like gone out running, not jogging, but like you're chasing fireflies or something. When is the last time that you've done that? Sometimes when I run like that, I'm often surprised. I'm like, oh my goodness, I haven't run in so long. Or how about this one? When is the last time that you tried a cartwheel? So just recently, I tried a cartwheel in the backyard with the grands, and I even saw Jim do it. He did it at the pickleball court not too long ago. One of the kids there, it's a very family-oriented event. You know how much we play and love pickleball, but there's family and kids running around. And I think someone said, can you do a cartwheel? And of course he did it. So anyway, those things that we don't do very often, we miss the opportunity of increasing and improving our balance and our flexibility. So I would encourage you to try to do some of those things that maybe you used to do as a kid. See if you can still do them, or make it a goal to start doing those things. I also play a lot of silly games with my grandchildren, like Simon Says or Follow the Leader. And when we play, I'm always aware of my balance, like when standing on one foot or even jumping on one foot. It's easy to say it, but it's harder when you're actually trying to do it. These are simple ways to test my flexibility and my balancing skills. Okay, number 4 on our list of 12 ways to take superb care of yourself health-wise is to practice stress management techniques such as scriptural meditation. That's a biggie. Even just reading your Bible. My goodness, your stress level should go down as you're reading your Bible and as you're connecting and praying. That's another one that would help you with stress management, because you're articulating and you're pouring out your heart to God. You're casting your cares and all your anxieties on Him. And after you do that, after you actually verbalize that or even journal it or put it into writing, the cortisol in your body actually goes down. You can practice deep breathing exercises as well. I love to do that, just taking really deep breaths, especially when I'm stressed or feeling a little anxious, breathing deeply through my nose and then out through my mouth. And when I do that, to really hold the air in my lungs before I exhale, it's so powerful. It's such an easy, simple thing that we can do often. You can train yourself to do that to help you reduce the stress that you're having in all kinds of environments in your life. You could even try other relaxing activities like gardening or listening to music. Now, speaking of that download, I'm going through these things so fast. So if you print it off and then listen to the episode, or stop right now, print it off, and then you can take notes about some of these extra little tips or things that I'm encouraging you to do. You can put them under each bulleted list. Recently, I was listening to Lisa Turker's podcast, and she and her team were talking about anxiety. Did you know that when you are feeling exceptionally stressed or anxious, that drinking 4 ounces of water can help you to calm down? Also, it's important to give yourself at least 20 minutes for your brain and all the hormones and neurotransmitters to calm down. Now, that's powerful to me. Sometimes in the heat of the moment, you're like, oh, I can't make it through this. But if you just can endure, kind of white knuckle it for 20 minutes, things will calm down. So you can encourage yourself by telling yourself that the fight flight feelings will subside shortly. That's all that cortisol, by the way. And finally, she also mentioned in her podcast how walking barefoot outside on the grass is a quick remedy to help you de-stress. Prayer, again, just to reiterate that, is always a good way to vent your concerns and cast your cares on the Lord. Try to take time out often just to catch your breath and relax. Jumping on the tramp again can actually lower your blood pressure. Number 5, and this is one of my favorites, is to take care of your mental well-being. Okay, how do you do that? You engage in activities that bring you joy and reduce your stress. See if you can find as many crossovers as humanly possible in all of these tips. Like what is stress relieving, what helps you to take care of your mental well-being, and what encourages movement. That's an example. Well, for me, It's pickleball. I will say when I play pickleball, it brings me great joy. It also makes me frustrated because the Lord is working out such icky stuff in my heart. But in general, it's a great stress reliever. I get to socialize. I love it. And then I get to, of course, move. So it's a hobby. Well, what are your hobbies? Do you like reading or spending time in nature? We also like to take walks outdoors and go hiking. He loves to read for pleasure, and I love to write. For joy and pleasure and for downtime for myself personally, I am a huge fan of thrift shopping. If I need a kind of a checkout day, I run over to the Goodwill or the Peddler's Mall just to dream about all the different items that I find. It's like therapy for me, I promise. Often I leave with nothing in my hands, but it's more to see if I can run across anything that I might need or that would make a really unique and special gift. So think about what you can do to try to take care of your mental well-being. I really couldn't overemphasize this particular tip because if you're feeling preoccupied, if you're feeling stressed to the max and really overwhelmed, it might be a time for you to take a little bit of a break. Not too long ago, it was a Sunday afternoon, and Jim and I just spent the time at the park. We weren't playing pickleball at that time. We were just visiting with our friends and socializing and encouraging them while they were playing. We were cheerleading. And it occurred to me, seldom do we do that. Usually we're go, go, go. Jim calls me Miss Go-Go Gadget. And we're always kind of doing something, but it was great just to spend some leisurely hours doing nothing, but just hanging out with folks we love and enjoy being with. Okay, now we're going to move a little quicker through all of these amazing tips. Number 6, practice sun protection by wearing sunscreen, protective clothing, and sunglasses when you're exposed to the sun. This is a must. In the show notes, I'm going to share with you the type of sunscreen and lip balm that I use for my lips. I just love it. Matter of fact, I just got it recently because of all the pickleball playing that I do. I'm outdoors so often during the summer, and I have what's called keratosis right above my lip line. It's like a precancerous skin condition. It's been burned off 3 times so far, and it's not come back for the longest time. But I know that I must use sunscreen on my body and especially my lips. We don't want to forget the lips. So see what I use in the show notes. Click on that link. And it's rather pricey though, but I just used it for the first time and it has a little bit of zinc oxide in it. And I felt like it stayed on my lips no matter what. And it kept feeling really smooth, never greasy. Too often, you remember to slather sunscreen all over your body. But if you're like I am, you may forget about the delicate skin on your lips. If you're not careful, your lips will become chapped, dry, and cracked, especially if you're outside a lot playing sports like pickleball or even getting your daily walks in. Summer or winter, you need a powerful balm to protect your lips. My favorite lip balm is Elta MD. It's UV lip balm sunscreen. It's rated SPF 36 and it moisturizes and protects dry, cracked lips. It's water resistant up to 80 minutes. This balm contains transparent zinc oxide. This lip balm is specially formulated to withstand humidity and sweat from long days in the sun. Restore the natural softness of your lips using this creamy SPF lip balm for dry, cracked lips. I'll say that although I love this lip balm, the tube is kind of tiny and the price is a bit steep. But if you're tired of all those tubes of lip balm that don't work, give this one a try. It's worth the investment to keep your lips healthy and protected. Click my Amazon affiliate link in the show notes to see for yourself. Number 7, incorporate brain boosting activities like puzzles, reading, or learning new skills to support cognitive health. And again, this is a great way to relax. So there's an overlap there. I love this tip. Jim and I do crossword puzzles together, and it's always so much fun. Matter of fact, on a recent car trip, I think we did 8 or so of those puzzles, and we have a way of doing it so that if I'm the one reading, then I always give him a chance to answer first, because sometimes when you're reading and you see the letters that are there or missing, then it's easier for you to just jump on it really quickly, but that's not so much fun for someone who doesn't have that advantage. So we always read and then pause and then let the other person guess first. So anyway, we have fun doing that, and it is brain boosting. So I love that especially. Number 8, Prioritize nutritious meals and make conscious choices about the portion sizes and your food's quality. Oh boy. After my diagnosis with osteoporosis, I have radically revamped my diet. I'm eating 3 solid meals a day to include sufficient plant and animal protein, calcium, and vitamin D. I'm also watching my sodium intake, and as always, I'm being mindful of sugar. I can't wait to get that bone scan next year to see with my own eyes the difference that my diet and God have made in my life and with this formidable disease. I mean, I'm still praying about it and praying for healing because I don't want to be someone with any kind of particular condition or issue. You can choose whole, nutrient-dense foods and incorporate more fruits, veggies, and lean proteins into your meals. Yes, 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 and yes. Ditch all the processed junk in your cupboards right now. Go through them. You don't need those food-like products. They're not even food. They're food-like. It's like food, close to food, but not food. It's not as hard as you think to make sure that you're getting enough nutrients, minerals, and vitamins from real foods, which is the best source. In my search for a multivitamin supplement, I knew right out of the gate that I did not want anything synthetic because my body would have a hard time absorbing the man-made ingredients. It would be like pouring money down the drain. After hours of research, I chose the whole food multivitamin with iron, daily multivitamin for men and women. And listen, I wanted something natural, affordable, and good for me. The manufacturer describes their product like this: premium, all natural and all vegan, no artificial ingredients, coloring, or flavoring, no magnesium stearate, no preservatives, GMO, gluten, wheat, nuts, dairy, eggs, shellfish, soy, gelatin. It's made in a GMP certified facility in the USA and always third-party tested. It provides 100% of the daily requirement for optimum nutrition and complete multi-system support. Vitamin A, vitamin B complex, vitamin C, vitamin D3, vitamin K2, vitamin E, biotin, CoQ10, L-arginine, HCI, L-carnitine, omega-3, omega-6, turmeric, and so much more. This formula was created to support your immune and cardiovascular systems and to boost your metabolism and energy. It's ideal for improving your vision and bone strength, hair, and skin conditions as well. It boosts your immune system. Citrus blend, mushroom blend, herb blend, zinc, 3-strain probiotics. This is the best high-potency formulation fortified with organic whole food blend for overall well-being and vitality. Your health begins with a healthy gut, mental clarity, and lasting energy. In general, Jim and I eat whole, organic, unprocessed foods. We work really hard to make sure our diet is robust and filled with a variety of healthy foods and beverages. I take 1 capsule of this whole food vitamin with each meal to cover all the bases, and then I can rest assured that I'm achieving that fun, fit, and fab lifestyle that I desire. Use my Amazon link in the show notes to check it out for yourself. Number 9, stay vigilant about maintaining a healthy weight and consider seeking guidance from a nutritionist or dietitian if needed. Perhaps you'd even enjoy a health coach to get you jump-started in the right direction. I've actually coached quite a few women in the area of food fixation and disordered eating. Even women in their 60s continue to struggle with unresolved food issues. It's nothing to be ashamed of. I know that sometimes it can be kind of embarrassing because it may have plagued you most of your life. If you'd like to get on a 60-minute chat session with me, remember I'm a certified Christian life coach specializing in what I call neurotherapy: brain, body, gut, thoughts, mind, etc. But remember, coaches are certified, yes, and we have to maintain our credential through continuing education, yes, but we are not therapists or medical health professionals. I can just help you get back on track and be more forward focused with your health goals. What is the gold standard for a woman who is 5'4", the average American woman height, 108 to 132 pounds? That's the gold standard. Well, don't be afraid of your bathroom scales. Personally, I weigh weekly, but keep a monthly average because my weight can drastically change in a given week. This is a simple way to monitor my weight. If I forget to weigh regularly, I can also use my clothing as indicators, but give yourself a weight range that is healthy and try to stay within those bounds, as we all know that as you age, the pounds kind of want to cling to you and they're very stubborn to release. But give yourself a 5 to 7 pound range to shoot for. If you inch above your top number Analyze what you could do differently, like stop all the snacking after dinner or be more mindful of emotional eating. You don't want to be obsessed with your weight and that number as it is just a number. Remember, the scale is a tool. Don't give it too much value. But stress feeling good over a particular weight, especially if you are feeling really good and healthy. I just want to say that the scale gets a bad rap, I think. We give it far too much power in our lives. Avoid the scale if that particular number that you see influences your mood. That's probably an unhealthy way to use this tool, kind of to beat yourself up or to sabotage yourself or something like that. But it's just a tool. It's no different than getting a blood pressure reading by throwing a cuff on your arm and taking your blood pressure. I find some comfort knowing that I give myself a healthy range, like a 5 to 7 pound, 10-pound range. And I know that I'm just going to fluctuate in and out of that range. And it's perfectly healthy and it's really good to do. If I go beyond that, I want to say, are there any things that I might be able to do to change this and to make sure that I'm staying within a healthy bounds for my weight? Number 10, stay hydrated by drinking an adequate amount of water throughout the day. Gosh, I'm often confounded by how much water we're supposed to drink each day and what actually counts as water. According to Mayo Clinic, if you live in a temperate climate, quote, the U.S. National Academies. Okay, can you tell I'm tired? Okay, let me try that again. The U.S. National Academies of Sciences, Engineering, and Medicine determined that an adequate daily fluid intake is about 15.5 cups or 3.7 liters of fluids a day for men and about 11.5 cups or 2.7 liters of fluids a day for women. So that's about a gallon of fluids a day for men and 3/4 of a gallon for women. Notice they use the word fluids. Please try to make sure that you ditch all those diet sodas and sugary beverages. Limit your caffeine. Did you know that caffeine zaps your bones of calcium? Try to go for pure water as your liquid of choice. Also, you should limit alcohol consumption and caffeine. Years ago, I learned that drinking organic dark red grape juice is almost as healthy as a glass of wine for you. Matter of fact, the difference is negligible. So if you enjoy wine, substitute a small glass of grape juice each night after dinner. According to WebMD, quote, early research shows that red and purple grape juices may promote cardiovascular health in some of the same ways as red wine. Similar benefits of red wine and grape juice include protecting blood vessels, decreasing the risk of blood clots, and maintaining healthy blood pressure and cholesterol levels. Woohoo! In addition to limiting these beverages, let me just throw in there that you and I both know we should limit tobacco consumption of any type. Number 11, schedule regular health checkups, screenings, and preventative tests to monitor your overall health. If you're wondering how I found out about the diagnosis of osteo, well, it was through a baseline bone density scan. I'm postmenopausal and I figured it was time to have one of those done. I'm so glad I did. So I could begin reparative work and make lifestyle changes to detect this foe. I know the years can kind of slip by, but here are a few tests you probably want to get on your calendar. Mammogram. Women should continue to have regular mammograms to screen for breast cancer. The frequency may vary, but it is generally recommended every 1 to 2 years. Pap smear and HPV test. Regular cervical cancer screenings, including pap smears and HPV tests, are recommended every 3 to 5 years, depending on previous results and risk factors. Bone density test, that's it. Women should consider having a bone density test known as a DEXA, DEXA scan. And this is the one that I had done to check for osteoporosis or assess bone health. The frequency of testing may depend on individual risk factors and results. Colorectal cancer screening. Regular screenings for colorectal cancer are typically recommended starting at age 50. Think colonoscopy. Options include colonoscopy, yes, sigmoidoscopy, ever heard of that? Or fecal occult blood tests. The frequency may vary based on the screening method chosen and individual risk factors. So I'd never heard of a sigmoidoscopy. According to Johns Hopkins University Medicine website, a sigmoidoscopy, quote, is a diagnostic test used to check the sigmoid colon, which is the lower part of your colon or large intestine. This section of your colon is close to your rectum and anus. A sigmoidoscopy is less invasive than a colonoscopy because it only looks at the lower part of your colon. A colonoscopy looks at the entire large intestine, end quote. Another test, lipid profile. This one's a sticky one for me. A lipid profile, which measures your cholesterol and triglyceride levels, should be done regularly to monitor heart health. I get one of these done every single year because I want to monitor my cholesterol, a level that I am extremely interested in. Also, if you're a regular blood donor, they will screen you for cholesterol each and every time you give blood. So that's another way that in between times, in between my annual checkup, I can keep a good eye on my cholesterol. Blood pressure check. When you think blood pressure, I bet you think about your cardiovascular health. The recommended reading I've heard so often is 120 over 80. You can get your BP checked at any pharmacy for free or invest in a blood pressure cuff to use at home, especially if your BP tends to run high and you want to monitor it. I'll include my Amazon affiliate link for the one my husband Jim and I use at home. He researched quite a bit before buying it, so you can rest assured it has high reviews on Amazon and is overall a great one. And finally, eye and dental exams. Regular eye exams and dental checkups are essential for maintaining overall health and addressing any potential issues promptly. And there you have it, 12 concrete action items that you can take today to take back your physical and emotional health and well-being. It's never too late to start doing what is oh so good for you. But does anything stand in the way? Are there any thoughts that may be preventing you from taking action on any one of these steps that I've given you? So, what are 3 toxic thoughts that may be holding you back? Toxic thought number 1, it's too late to start taking care of myself now. Well, this is just hogwash, as we say in Kentucky. Try this life-giving thought instead. It's never too late to prioritize my health and well-being. Shift your mindset and realize that no matter your age, taking care of yourself physically and emotionally can lead to significant improvements in your quality of life. Take small steps and be consistent. I promise you, even small changes can make a big difference over time. You don't have to tackle all 12 items in our list. Just start with 1 or 2. Shoot me a DM to let me know which ones you will commit to and then get going. You can email me at choosetothink@gmail.com. It comes directly to me. I'm the only one who sees that email. As you get the ball rolling and gain momentum, you are going to feel so much better. Taking these few steps today can lengthen your quality of life and your lifespan. You got this. Okay, toxic thought number 2. Putting myself first is selfish. I should focus on others instead. Do you ever feel guilty about prioritizing your own needs, thinking it is selfish or ungodly to do so? Try this life-giving thought instead. Taking care of myself allows me to better serve and love others. Do you see the shift? Self-care is not selfish. It's essential for your well-being and ability to support and care for others. When you take good care of yourself, you'll have more energy, patience, and compassion to give to your loved ones and your community. Toxic thought number 3. I'm not worthy of investing time and effort in myself. Well, do you struggle with feelings of low self-worth or believe that focusing on your own needs is self-indulgent or unnecessary? This is kind of like toxic thought number 2. Try thinking this instead. I am valuable and deserving of self-care and love. Shift your thoughts. Recognize your worth as a child of God and understand that you deserve to be taken care of, just like anybody else. Treat yourself with kindness and compassion, embracing self-care as an essential part of honoring the body and life that God has given you. From 3 John 1, verse 2, we read, Beloved, I pray that in all respects you may prosper and be in good health, just as your soul prospers. 1 Corinthians 6:19 and 20 says, Do you not know that your bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit who is in you, whom you have received from God? You are not your own. You were bought at a price. Therefore, honor God with your bodies. And 1 Timothy 4:8 says, For physical training is of some value, but godliness has value for all things, holding promise for both the present life and the life to come. Those are great endorsements for the importance of taking good care of yourself, striving to be healthy, fun, fit and fabulous as a Christ follower. You can do it, brain changer. And I hope that you've enjoyed this particular episode. Please don't forget to download that free 3-page worksheet that goes along with this particular episode and outlines everything that I've discussed. It's all condensed for you. You can go back through the episode and listen again and take notes. It also has the links to all these products that I've mentioned during the show. So be sure to click on those and see for yourself what it is that we're using over here at the Leiden household. I love you so much. I appreciate you so much. And I thank you for pressing play on another episode of the Choose to Think Inspirational podcast. And look, coming up soon is going to be part 3 of the series, What You Want and How to Get It. So thank you again. God bless you. And until next time, you keep living your best thought life. Dios primero y que Dios te bendiga. Ciao. And that's a wrap, brain changer. And listen, if you like what you hear, would you leave us a 1 to 2 sentence review at Apple Podcasts? Share the link with a friend or tag me on your share on social media. It would mean the world to me and would help us to keep shining the light of Christ and sharing the good news to others who are in need of encouragement. Please visit us on our website at choosetothink.co. That's with the number 2, choosetothink.co, to get on our monthly newsletter list. And if you need a guest speaker for your next women's retreat or church event, I'm your gal. Email me at choosetothink@gmail.com, and that's with the number 2, choosetothink@gmail.com. Finally, I offer limited free mentoring sessions each month where you and I can chat to help you develop a strategy for your thoughts in any area of your life. I'm a certified life coach and I have something to share. Visit choosetothink.co and click on mentoring for more details. Also, keep in mind that the messages on this show are for informational and educational purposes only. Please consult your medical doctor for all medical issues. Thank you again for tuning in. God bless you.